Hello, good morning everyone. Today I am going to explain you the summary of the chapter A Question of Trust written by Victor Canning. So what is this story about? This story is about the two thieves, those who went at the same place for stealing. One of the thief over there was who was stealing only once in a year and the other was a scheming crook. So the scheming crook means she was very intelligent kind of the lady. She has such a mind that she involves other person in the loot and she takes her advantage. So let's read the summary. Horace Denby, an unmarried man of 50, has a reasonably well established business of lock making and is able to afford two helpers and a housekeeper. So Horace Denby is a person who is unmarried and he is of 50 years old. He is having a very good business and the business is that he is making the locks and he is able to means afford the good salary also. He is having the two helpers at a house and a housekeeper also. He usually keeps good health but gets attacks of hay fevers in summer. He is having a good health, but during the summer time, what is there? He is having a kind of illness that is affecting his eyes, nose, and throat. And this hay fever means it is the illness that is caused by breathing the pollen that are in the flowers. He is considered to be a respectable and good citizen, but is not completely honest. So this person, he is very respectable also, he is good citizen also, but he is not honest, completely honest. And some 15 years ago, he had undergone a sentence and had served a term in the prison library. From today's day, 15 years earlier, he had undergone a sentence, means he has done something wrong and due to which he has been given prison. Danby has a weakness for collecting rare and expensive books. So this person is having a weakness that he is collecting those books that are very expensive, of very much price, and that are in a short supply. This is his hobby. He cannot afford to pursue with the limited resources, and whatever is pursue means he should be able to achieve this when he try to achieve this over a given period of time. So he indulges in a meticulously planned robbery once every year in order to procure money to buy books. So every year what he is doing carefully planning, and in that planning what he is doing a robbery only once in a year. And why he is doing that robbery? In order to means buy the books. He gathers enough money to last him for 1 year and uses it to buy books secretly through agent. So what he do during that time is he do the stealing only once, and at that time he means steals so much amount of the money that with that he can buy the book for the whole year. And the books he is buying, that he is means taking through the secret agent. The action of the story takes place in the month of July when Horace plans to break open the safe of a house at Shortover Grange. Now, Shortover is actually a hill or a forest in England, and Grange is a country house. So the story is taking place in the month of the July, and this Horace Denby, he plans that he is going to steal in the house that is at Shortover Grange. He carefully studies his targets and find two servants look after look sorry he carefully studies his target and find out the family is on the holiday in London for a month, and two servants look after their place in their absence. One particular afternoon the servants are away to watch a movie and are not likely to return before 4 hours. Horace Denby decides to break open the safe during this time. So what happens over there is Horace Denby, he find it out that these people who were at the house, and the owner of the house, he has gone for a holiday in London, and the persons who were taking the care of the house, they have also gone to watch a movie, and they will be returning ultimately after 4 hours. So he decided that during that time I am going to steal out at that house. He expects to find jewelry worth £15,000 in the safe. He thinks that if he sells the different pieces of the jewelry one by one, he would earn sufficient money. Then he would be able to buy the three books that he cherishes. So he expected that whatever the safe is over there, there will be £15,000. And if he is going to sell the different pieces of the jewelry one by one also, then also he is going to able to get the sufficient amount of the money with which he will be able to get the three books that he is thinking of each and every time. Horace had noticed the housekeeper hanging the key by the kitchen door on a hook outside. He is always careful about not leaving behind any fingerprints, so he wears his gloves and takes the key to open the door of the house. He knows that the safe is in the drawing room behind a painting as he reads about the details of the house published in the magazine. As he enters the drawing room, the flowers arranged in a bowl tickle his nose and he sneezes. He controls himself, arranges his tools systematically, and then proceeds to the hall and cuts the burglar alarm. On returning to the drawing room, he sneezes again, this time loudly. He realizes that he is allergic to the flowers kept there, and so he covers his face with a handkerchief. And just then, he hears a female voice from the doorway asking him if he is suffering from cold or hay fever. As a relaxed Horace answers hay fever and sneezes again. The female by voice then advises a cure and warns that sneezing is not good for his profession. So what happens? Horace saw that housekeeper are keeping the keys at the hook that is outside the kitchen door, so he is very careful about that. And what he is always doing, that he don't want that anyone would be able to catch him, so he always wears the gloves. And he went in the house, he took the keys, and as he was already knowing that where is the safe is in the drawing room behind a painting, because he has read about this all in the magazine. So when he enters the drawing room, what is over there? In a bowl there were some of the flowers kept. And when he means just went near the flowers, what happened? His nose, it became uncomfortable and he started sneezing. So he was not able to control, and then slowly and steadily he arranged his tools over there and he went to the hall in order to cut the alarm, because he don't want that the alarm should be ringing and someone would catch him. Again, when he returned to the drawing room, now again he started sneezing. Now he was sneezing very loudly. So when he was sneezing in a louder voice, what happened? He took a hanky and he covered his face. Now when he was sneezing again and again, a female voice from the doorway just means called, and she asks that are you suffering from cold or are you suffering from hay fever? Then Horace, he answered it out that it is hay fever, and the female, she told him out that it is not good for your business, so you should be means taking care of this. Okay, the voice is the voice is kind but firm. Now the lady, she was very kind in a voice, but she was not likely to change. Horace looks up and finds a young and pretty woman dressed in red at the doorway. When Horace, he looked towards that woman, she was actually very attractive young pretty woman who was wearing red colored dress, and she was standing in the doorway. Sherry, the house dog, is rubbing lovingly against her. Now one of the house dog was there, Sherry, who was means also sitting along with that lady who was standing in the doorway. She walks down to the fireplace and orders Sherry to sit. Now she moves towards the fireplace and she told the dog to sit over there. She tells a surprised Horace that her long absence could be easily known to anyone, but thankfully she had returned in the time to catch this burglary. Now she tell Horace that means people would not be known that she is over there, but anyhow people were expecting that she is not there in the home, but anyhow she has returned to save her house from the burglary. The woman's kind manner of the speech gives some hope to Horace, and he admits that he did not expect anyone from the family to be at home at that time. Now woman kind manner of the speech, so it gave Horace some kind of the hope, and he told that I did not means come over here for some such kind of the purpose. I just came over here and I expected that there would be no one in the house, but ultimately you are over here. Politely but determiningly, the lady tells him that she will foil his attempt to run away by informing the police. Now, politely, the lady told that if he tried to run away from there, she is going to call the police.